There we go. Oh, I beat you.
What happened?
Unmuting the mic.
Oh, I thought I controlled that situation, but anyways.
Oh, maybe you do. To be honest, I have no faith that you're going to unmute my mic, so I just...
When have I made that mistake this season?
Yeah, I think that we'll find out soon. I think we'll find out soon enough in the comments. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Check-In. I'm Sarah Lesky. He is Jamie Thomas. As you can see, we are in different locales this afternoon. Where could you be, Jamie?
I happen to be in Edmonton. I made it. My one trip. You should see how shocked everybody is that I was on the plane.
You made it?
Yeah. That I know, like that was on the plane. They're like, nice to see you here. So they're all happy to see me. And also I wanted to point out something. Zach, our producer, him and I are playing a little game here. Remember that conversation we had about traveling and our suitcases and everything like that? About how you shouldn't have it on the bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed it's back there.
Why didn't you say anything? Like that was the whole joy I had in this whole thing.
No, because it's wrong. It's wrong. I'm actually going to take a picture of it and send it to your wife. I'm like, look what he's doing.
See?
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly. We are going to get you set. We're looking forward to the next half hour for the second game of back-to-backs. Of course, the Jets winners 4-1 last night at home against Canada Life Center against the Buffalo Sabres. We are going to have Cam Moon does play-by-play for the Edmonton Oilers broadcast. So looking forward to having him join us shortly. And then Mitch Clinton is going to join us too. And as always, we love to see all of you in the chat. Thanks so much for joining us. And we're just, you know what, really, people were happy that Jamie got on the plane. I'm happy that Jamie is here because I heard that already he couldn't find his way back to his floor without some help.
I told you that in confidence. I had mentioned that to you. Hey, we were having breakfast this morning, and this is how long it's been since I traveled. I got up from breakfast, start walking out, and I'm like, what floor am I on again? It's very embarrassing, actually. So I'm so glad you brought that up.
I think that many people can relate to, and I'm sure that we've talked about before, but I've done that one before where you walk through and you tap, say, the card on what you think is your door. And you get the red light.
Oh, so embarrassing.
Nope, not this one. Let's try the next floor. And so the reason I was giving you as a hard time was because you just got into the hotel late last night.
Yeah.
I could see it more if you'd been on either of the recent road trips.
Many times.
If you had been on either of the recent road trips for the Jets, where every night you're in a different hotel, I can see how you would start to look and go, which floor am I on? But anyways, just giving you a hard time. It's a Saturday.
And thanks for not noticing the suitcase, even though our viewers had watched it. They obviously pay attention to
what's going on. Again, I noticed it. I just wasn't going to comment on it. I thought it's enough to make fun of you for not knowing what room you're in. I don't need to point out that is absolutely repulsive.
Right by my pillow, too. Like, I'm going to sleep on that tonight.
I hope you're sleeping in the bathtub tonight. It's pretty much. It's going to be like you are traveling with kids' sports again. When you were young, and maybe, I don't know if anyone ever slept in the bathtub, but too many people, uncomfortable sleeps, and like, I'm just going to go take my pillow and go to the bathtub.
How about when you travel with a bunch of buddies to Penticton, BC, and there's 8 of you, and you sleep in one hotel room? That was a bathroom. I slept in the bathtub.
Hey. Let's take a look at, quickly, before we get to this game against Edmonton here tonight, let's take a quick look back at last night's game.
Yeah.
Against Buffalo. What is it overall that stood out to you most about that win?
Well, I think certainly the last 2 games, remember we had that whole conversation about Jets are slow, Sabres speed killed them. I think it was just they weren't connected clearly in that game in Buffalo, and it showed, and then they paid the price for it. They were connected throughout the game against the Sabres last night. Much better performance. Eric Comrie, I don't want to call it a revenge game, but man, he was brilliant. He didn't have to make the big saves like he had to do in the first period in Montreal, but still, when the chances came for Buffalo, he took care of business. So that part of it was good. Fourth line magic. How about that? Anytime the fourth line scores, it doesn't matter. It's the storyline. We're always talking about how the Lions have to provide more. You've got that quote unquote secondary scoring with 2 big goals from the fourth line, in the third or second period. So there was a lot of great things that happened last night, and Now they've got points in 3 of their last 4 games, and they're in the second wild card spot as of we wake up this morning. So I think everything's all okay right now in Jetland.
All right.
It's
Well,
okay.
the details were better as the game went on. I thought that, the first period had me a little bit concerned.
Yeah, there was a lot of shots.
Yeah. So Eric Comrie, I mean, certainly up to the task, but the first period had me a little bit concerned, but then the game continued to improve as they went on. And Scott O'Neill spoke about those details and being able to get the win after the game.
You know what? I thought that as a group, our details and our compete. Some of the things maybe I've talked about in the past that weren't up to speed. I thought tonight, as a whole, we did a better job. As much as you saw their speed, I thought that we did a really good job of having numbers, getting numbers back whenever possible. And I just thought it was a good, solid game where we forced them to play in their end a lot more, certainly than we did down in Buffalo, and we got rewarded for it.
Maybe in that first game there was more space in the neutral zone, and tonight you guys were connected. So how do you get here from there?
Yeah, well, we were talking lots about 5. You go out as 5. It's staying connected. It's not having the forwards stretched out one end of the ice and the D back in the neutral zone. I thought we did a really good job as breakouts. Our D were in the rush. They were a part of the rush. They were working up, and then as we talked about, the forwards pouring back and making sure that. It was 5 guys pretty close together. I just thought that we did a good job on our reloads. That we worked above. We didn't attack back down again and try to pick a pass off. We did a really good job of working over above, and it just kind of helped us with the numbers.
Absolutely.
It was good. It was a very good explanation.
It was good.
I think I agree with everything you just said. So Mitch Clinton was supposed to join us at 12:40. But he's actually waiting for Scott O'Neill to get out of the meetings that they're having here at the hotel. So Mitch will join us at 12:50. Cam Moon, the radio play-by-play voice of the Edmonton Oilers. Listen, there's first off, he's a Dodgers fan, so that the greatest guy ever in the history of ever. I've worked with him in the Western Hockey League, makes him an awesome guy, but he's agreed in his busy time to switch the schedule. He will come on here momentarily, coming up at 12:40. So hang in there for that. And it looks like he's got a really cool backdrop behind him as well. We'll show you that to you here momentarily. Other things of note, we just talked about the fourth line. Great. As we said, it's always awesome. And Scott O'Neill talked about this last night about whenever that happens, the energy it provides on the bench is something else. So you think about the goals that were scored yesterday, and now I just reminded myself, Sara sent me a couple of videos of some goals that were scored that are integral to the conversation. And Sara, you just hold this while I download the
Don't even worry about it. At the end of the day.
No, I got it. I'm going to get this.
At the end of the day, Tanner Pearson scores on the 2-on-0 with the pass from Cole.
That was funny.
For it. So great to be able to see Pearson score his first goal in front of fans here at Canada Life Center.
Hold on. Here's the goal. You want Koepke or Pearson first?
Well, Pearson scored first.
Okay.
So let's go in order.
Why are you're giving me attitude?
I'm sorry.
You can't
I know.
How
sorry.
do people deal with you on a daily basis? Here's Tanner Pearson's goal.
Back now and keep it in. Alex Tuck, Arthur Luke's in the Canadiens organization. Clear cut breakaway. Pearson behind him is Koepke. Pearson scores! Tanner.
Okay, that was fun. I could see why you wanted to show that. And then Cole Koepke had a goal a little bit later in the second period.
Second period. Barron is open. Sabres are changing. Morgan Barron stops. Great pass. Koepke scores! Cole.
First off, how about the pass from Morgan Barron? And then Cole Koepke. Cole Koepke scored 10 goals last year in Boston. So he has that offensive flair to him. And they did see great defensive play led to those. So that whole, they got to score. They got to score more. They need more secondary scoring. And they have to defend better. And defense leads to offense. Those were great examples before. We didn't see all the play, but a great play from Tanner Pearson at the blue line to break up, and that set up that breakaway goal. So that was great to see.
It was, and it also, so both of those players scoring their first goals as Jets at Canada Life Center. Cole, his first goal as a Jet, period, which meant that we got to hear some new goal songs. Hallelujah. So
Okay.
always
Which songs are they?
So Tanner Pearson's is from K-pop Demon Hunters,
Yes.
I think.
That's a
Which,
movie on Netflix that has.
yeah, if you have children,
I've seen it with my
heard
daughters.
about it.
Yeah.
And Cole Koepke's was Backstreet Boys.
So why?
Yes, we have so many either rock songs or
Mhm.
various ones. So these two choices certainly were a surprise, and they were asked about it. Perhaps no surprise after the game.
Brad asked Cole about his goal song. Are you a big K-pop Demon Hunter fan?
Who do you think picked that one? I got 2 kids. Take a guess. So I kind of left it up to them. And to say my daughter was happy to hear it tonight is an understatement.
It's the first time we've gotten to hear your goal song. What went into choosing it?
Honestly, not much. I kind of forgot to pick one, and they had texted me, and they're like, "We kind of need it now." And I was just sitting on the couch with my wife, so we typed in like goal songs on the internet, and it kind of popped up. We're like, "Oh, well, let's go with that."
I love the fact that first off, that a Backstreet Boys song was listed as a good goal song.
Yeah.
For it.
Yes.
But I thought they were both entertaining. So hopefully we'll hear more of them at Canada Life Center.
All right. Our first guest, coming up is the play-by-play voice of the Edmonton Oilers, longtime voice of the Red Deer Rebels, the Western Hockey League, and he will tell us what his goal song is, except he was a goaltender. Here's Cam Moon joining us now on the show. Cam, if you had a goal song, what would it be?
Maybe It's a Long Way to the Top, if you want to rock and roll by AC/DC, something like that. How about that?
That's fantastic.
Okay. I like to celebrate the
well
Bon
played.
Scott years of AC/DC, so that fits right into the wheelhouse. And further to that, while we're on this topic, the music at the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, I'm telling you right now, that is like in the top couple in the entire NHL. And I notice it every time we're there. It's like the music person stole my phone and is just going through it. It's unbelievable.
Somebody you went to high school with, probably, you don't even know it.
Exactly. Like it always blows my mind how good the music is there. And then when players get thrown out of the face-off circle, like I'm not even upset. I'm like, good, let it play a little. Let's let this breathe.
Let's let this breathe.
Here's the thing. We'll go quickly into why we have you on the show, but
sure.
Chicago has the worst radio location in the National Hockey League. You're getting blasted by music. The speaker's like right in front of you. I don't know if they set up something special for you guys because you're the Oilers, but as the Jets radio crew, having sat there with Paul Edmonds many times, you can't hear anything, even through your headsets. So that's just a complaint that I'm going to file with the National Hockey League after this. The reason why we brought you on here is to talk about the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay.
Slow start to the year again. 9-4 win over Seattle the other day. Is everybody happy in oil country?
I think I don't know if happy is the word, but it's starting to trend that way. And I would say in 5 of the last 6 games, the team has played well, whether the result has been there or not. The Dallas game in there, that's the one you kind of throw out into the trash because that didn't go well, really, most of it. But in 5 of 6, I think there's been more attention to detail, starting to see the team round into form. Yeah, they scored a lot of goals last game against Seattle, but to me, it's just the way they have been playing that leads me to believe that things have turned around here. And I guess we'll see over the course of time. Playing 16 of your first 24 on the road probably wasn't ideal as far as, having a good start to the season. And we've seen it the last couple of years. I mean, it's really hard to start the regular season when you've been to a Stanley Cup final and you're not going to have that same type of intensity. And there hasn't been that same intensity. So maybe that's where the details have gone south a little bit. And as a result, didn't have a great start. But I think, again, we will see, but it does look like it has turned a corner.
With Connor McDavid, and obviously there will always be so much attention paid to him, and he's coming off of a 4-point night, a hat trick in that win against Seattle. He's spoken about trying to take more of a shoot first mentality now going forward. So we obviously saw that in the win against Seattle. What sort of trouble could that mean for the Jets or future opposing teams if that's the approach that 97's taking now?
Well, I think the evidence was in last game. You could see it shooting the puck for Connor. Yeah, to see him do more of that, I think that would be welcomed by everyone, the coaching staff, fans, everybody. He's got a great shot. He gets himself into great position to score, but there has been a lot of a pass first mentality early in the season, and he does set up amazing plays too. But there's some times where you're like, you just love to see him shoot, having worked the puck to a prime scoring area, and you get to that scoring area, and maybe there isn't one more pass. But I think that and it bodes well for the Edmonton Oilers, seeing that first of all, Connor verbalizing that, and then second of all, seeing it happen against the Kraken a couple of nights ago. So we'll see how it goes moving forward, but I think that's a good sign.
I think we could see why Connor McDavid decides to pass to other people, because he has a guy like Zach Hyman, who he just throws the puck at and it goes off his butt or off his knee, off his shin pad, his head. He's back in the lineup, and I'm talking about Zach Hyman, 9 games in, as he started getting up to speed and looking more like the guy that has been so critical for the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, for sure. And I think that also was, a contributing factor to a slower start is not having a Zach Hyman, a guy like that plays in your top 6, that plays on your first unit power play, that goes to the front of the net. And yeah, it's taken him a little bit to get up to speed, as you'd expect, getting hurt last year against the Dallas Stars in the conference final, and being off for that amount of time. Yeah, it's going to take a little time. You don't have a training camp. You don't have a preseason. It's going to take a little while to get up to speed. We're seeing it to start to round into form, which is, I think, really good for the Oilers and Oiler fans. And he's a big part of it. We also saw it when Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was recently out of the lineup. A guy that plays on the power play, plays on the penalty kill. If you're up by a goal or down by a goal, he's on the ice in the last minute. Like, he touches all aspects of the game. And the Oilers were really missing him as well. So having Ryan Nugent-Hopkins back, getting Zach Hyman up to speed, that helps this team tremendously.
Goaltenders, let's talk quickly about that, because it's always a hot topic. It doesn't seem to matter what season it is, Cam. And I mean, there's a lot of speculation and rumors going around about whether or not the Oilers are going to try to acquire a goaltender, but Stuart Skinner looking to get the start tonight. Skinner, Calvin Pickard, how have they been handling, do you think, everything that's been going on in terms of the rumors and the speculations, and undoubtedly the pressure that goes along with all of that?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise. They have to deal with a lot of noise. And I would say that's probably true in any Canadian market. When things aren't going well in that position, it's difficult. And if I think of 2 guys that can handle that, I think Stuart and Calvin do that as well or better than anybody, and good on them, because oh my, I can't imagine, what they've had to deal with or just try to ignore as best you can. But I think it would be almost impossible. But the team just early on did not play well defensively. And yeah, some of that is on the netminders, but there was a lot of blame to go around when you're giving up quality opportunity after quality opportunity, whether that be off the rush or whether in the defensive zone, maybe just with blown coverage. You can only expect so much from your netminders. So I don't think the team put them in their best position to begin with. And as a result, I mean, the numbers, they're not going to be good. And they haven't been. But as we're seeing them play better, and again, I speak of the 5 of the last 6 games, and what I mean by play better is I would say they're far more defensively sound. all of a sudden those goalie numbers start to creep up. Well, geez, isn't that something? Yeah. So I think
wow.
one goes.
Shocking.
Yeah, I think one goes with the other.
Yeah.
The team's playing better defensively. As a result, I think you're seeing the goaltenders are playing better as well. But these guys, they can handle the noise, and they've done a good job of it. I mean, for Stewart, it's maybe a little extra difficult because he's from here, and all his family's here. So that makes it tougher on them, which in turn makes it tougher on him. But he's done a good job of handling it.
Buddy, appreciate the time. Thanks for showing off one of the many great places inside Rogers Place.
Well, hey, if not for
or this is your apartment,
Tony
I don't know.
Brar from Oilers TV, they helped set this up. You think I could do this on my own? Come on. I don't have the wherewithal.
I'm the same as you. I was trying to find the right spot in this hotel room for the proper lighting.
And that's what he came up with.
Yeah, and it looks brilliant.
Okay, yeah, well, as you know, Jamie, you and I go way back. You know I'm as sharp as a bowling ball. Like, I've got no chance of pulling this off.
One question before I let you go. Do you put your suitcase on the bed when you're traveling, or do you leave it off, or like when you get home?
Like I unpack it like as soon as I get home.
But do you put it on the bed when you're unpacking?
Yeah. Is that
Thank you.
Is that bad?
No, I think it's great, but apparently it's an issue.
That's an issue? Ooh.
Yeah. Or Lesky, I don't know.
We try not to judge others, Jamie. Just you.
See?
You don't want to make him.
I find Cam, you're the first guy that's agreed with anything I've said since the start of the season. Wow. So thank you.
We might be related somewhere down the line.
I think we are.
We might be related.
We're Dodgers fans too, so
we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy.
Okay, we'll see you later. Thanks.
See you, bud. Cam Moon joining us. See?
Okay.
Suitcase Gate. Thank you.
Yeah.
We love radio, and that's why this whole show is based on radio people. And I'm talking next about our next guest, and that is Mitch Clinton, who is done with the meetings with the coaches. He's found out everything's going to happen tonight.
And he's ready to spill the beans.
Yeah, he knows the lines. He knows who's starting in goal. He knows what's going on with the power play, the penalty kill. Here he is, joining us from 680 CJLP. He could be down the hallway from me. I don't even know. That hotel looks very familiar.
It's funny. I was wondering about that, actually. Like, when we were getting into the hotel last night, it's Paul Edmonds who's right next to me. And so when I knew I was doing the show today, I was like, it would be kind of funny if JT was literally on the other side of the wall and we're just talking through the wall to each other. But
I heard Edmonds one time when we were in Columbus. I could hear, because he's got obviously a voice that travels, but I could hear him doing some show or some radio through the walls in the hotel in Columbus. So I know exactly what you're talking about. That would have been really funny if I was walked in. Hey, Mitch.
Did you yell that?
This quarter's long enough.
When I was coming up the stairs from the meeting, I should have just asked what your room number was, and I just would have just strolled in the background.
That's so good. I actually asked Jamie yesterday if he could just take us on a tour down the hall. He should just go from door to door, just knocking, seeing who would open up the door. Hi, how are you?
My
name's Jamie Thomas. You're on with everybody on check-in.
Yeah. Hi. Do you know the show? It's great. You've seen that for sure.
You should like it. Love it.
It's won awards.
Subscribe.
It has sponsors. It has sponsors out of the wazoo. Like, this is a highly coveted show. Anyways, what'd you find out? Do you got anything you can tell us? Same lines, same goaltender. What do you want to tell us?
No, there wasn't a whole lot there in terms of updates when it came to that. They're still having some conversations through the day, so we'll see, I suppose, would be the best way to put that. But I mean, I thought it was really interesting, some of the looks that Scott O'Neill and the coaching staff went with, especially with the middle six yesterday, making those adjustments to Nita Redder, Nemestikov, Iafallo, and just to see what that did. And especially that leaves two high quality centers in this league, and Jonathan Taves and Adam Lowry playing together. So how he was able to split the draws there between those two. And I would imagine that they would give those lines another look, just because of the fact that, what they were able to accomplish as a team defensively over the last 40 minutes, I think, was important. Yes, Buffalo had their pushes. Of course, every team's going to have that, but they were in a tight game for a long time, and they were able to hold. So that was a key part of what made this team successful last year. And of course, different team this year, different personnel, but you're always trying to find which look works the best. And you were able to handle high flying in terms of pace. Anyways, Buffalo Sabres team. Now you've got another challenge tonight at Edmonton, obviously.
Thomas Milic expected to get the start, given that this is the second game of back-to-backs, would presume. What have you thought when you look overall? I know that the record hasn't been what the Winnipeg Jets would have hoped since Connor Hellebuck has been sidelined. But when you look at whether it be Eric Comrie's game last night and really what we've seen since Montreal in particular, what we've seen from Thomas Milic, what have you thought of the goaltending duo that we have seen over the last 7 games?
Yeah, Eric Comrie certainly, I thought it was interesting on radio last night. We had him for post game, and he talked about how maybe early on in this stretch that's now gone, 2 weeks without Connor Hellebuck, maybe he was putting a little bit too much on himself. And I don't know whether that was consciously or subconsciously, but he was able to just kind of get himself back to that calm, controlled goaltender that he is. And one of the phrases that he always likes to say is control the controllables, which I really have to think about when I say out loud, because monosyllabic, it's just lots of syllables going on there.
It's a mouthful.
But so and I think we've seen that, over the course of, the last, few games for him. Like all the players would say that, Eric Comrie in every game that he's played in has given them a chance. And, who am I to disagree with that? But even Eric Comrie would probably say that, maybe there's one here, one there. Maybe I wish I would have played this one differently, whatever it may be. It just seems he's gotten back to the goaltender that he really likes to be, in terms of just calm in the net. Rebound control's been quite good. Even though last night he talked about the Jason Zucker goal and how he was like, that's the second time he's gotten a rebound goal on encyclopedic memory for him. As for Thomas Milic, I've been quite impressed. This is not a goaltender who's 6'4" or 6'5", but just battles, but he's also incredibly calm. For a guy that was in his first National Hockey League game in Carolina against the Hurricanes in a building that is not very fun to play in, especially when Carolina gets moving around. What stood out to me in that first period was some of the saves that he was making and how calm and collected he looked. Like, I think I even said to Paul Edmonds on the air, like how good that has to feel for a goaltender to be able to make, that first glove save, that first right into the chest, no rebound, just nothing dramatic going on in front of you. And even when Milic came on in relief in Buffalo, thought he was good there too. He got beat a couple times, obviously, but like that's, the pace that Buffalo was playing at and how Winnipeg didn't really like their game defensively, especially against the rush, those high quality chances were going to happen. So I think Milic has really showed himself very well since he's come up to join the Jets. And seems to be a lot of confidence in him between the pipes as well, just because of that fact. He's a guy that's going to battle. He's a guy that's going to be calm in the crease, and there's not going to be a whole lot of craziness going on in front of him.
That goal that Zucker scored was on the power play, and it's another game the Jets have given up a power play goal. The power play has kind of dried up here. They haven't had many chances, albeit. I think it's about 5 games now for them without a goal. That was almost unheard of last year. So, like, all we have is, like, we keep referring last year. This didn't happen last year. Where are you with where the special teams is right now? And, clearly they've got points in 3 of their last 4 games, so it's not costing them points. But where are you with it right now?
Yeah, the power play has been interesting just because of it's the thing that I think we've seen the most recent flip on, that being Cole Perfetti going to the second unit, Alex Iafallo rejoining that top unit like he was at the start of the year. I mean, to handle a lot of that net front. The thing for me that's kind of standing out, and I haven't really asked any of the players about this to this point, but what's really stood out to me is you look at the power play maybe last year, and everything that you heard from the players was shot first mentality. And I don't know if teams are penalty killing differently against Winnipeg, but it does seem that there's a little, not as much commitment to maybe getting some pucks on net and letting Alex Iafallo net front or letting Ryder net front try to find those second chance opportunities. Because the interesting part for me is I think Winnipeg's puck retrievals have actually been pretty good on the power play. When they do get a puck toward the net, they've been able to win that battle. I think of Gabriel Velarde in Montreal winning a number of those battles to let Winnipeg continue to generate. So that, for me, the power play, I think maybe just a little bit simpler in terms of just get some more pucks towards the net. Entries have been a little bit of a challenge of late. And I don't know if that's teams scouting, because I remember one in particular in Buffalo where Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor go to do that weave in the neutral zone like they do, that either you make the drop pass or you continue on with the puck, but either way that weave happens. And Buffalo just literally stepped right forward, right into that lane. And as soon as that bump back happened, Kyle Connor had nowhere to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if teams are kind of pre-scouting that. As for the PK, you mentioned the two Zucker goals. Those are just, rebounds in front, almost exactly what we were talking about for the power play. Just get that thing to the net, whether it's a one-timer or a shot from the point, and, try to find a way to be first on that puck, just like Jason Zucker has been. I always think Winnipeg through the neutral zone on the PK is quite good, especially on their entries, and they'll have to be that way tonight. But I wouldn't doubt that the main thing that Winnipeg has to focus on tonight against Edmonton, especially if they find themselves in a penalty kill situation, are those initial faceoffs. If Edmonton gets set up, they're going to do their thing. They're going to look for their tic-tac-toe. They're going to look for Evan Bouchard at the point. But I look at, Edmonton's faceoff percentage on the power play. It's ludicrous. Like Jonathan Toews is 63% in the dot. And I think Edmonton's PP face-off percentage is even higher than that. So if you're able to win that initial draw and get that first clear, maybe, Edmonton's got to figure out a way to get themselves back into the zone, get set up. But you play into the fact that Winnipeg's pretty solid when it comes to preventing entries. And then it just comes down, honestly, to pressuring at the right times. And sometimes, we've seen Winnipeg maybe overcommit on that pressure side of things. It's such a delicate balance on the PK. And when it seems like it's always going against you, it's starting to, feel that way for Winnipeg on the PK. It's just a matter of maybe having a good night against the second-ranked power play like the Edmonton Oilers have to maybe get that thing going in the right direction.
Or just don't take any penalties. Probably handle that one, though. That's
a brilliant idea.
That's a great penalty killing idea in the whole scheme of things. Thank you so much. Mitch, appreciate the time. Look forward to hearing the call tonight. Or actually, I'm just going to come to the booth and listen to you guys.
Come hang out.
We could just make sure that JT gets to the rink.
Right.
And also,
Roleski, I can just walk down. It's just like over there.
Would be great. We're not confident. We're not confident, Mitch, that he's going to be able to do it on his own.
Just to further suitcase gate, mine is in the closet, so it is not.
Yeah, like as it should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
okay.
Sorry, JT.
Well,
I know we were workout buddies this morning, but
we were just like, we were friends for about 10 minutes. All evaporated so quickly. Just go to Team Orlesky like everybody else does. Thanks, man. Talk to you later.
Of course. Have a good day, guys.
Have a great call.
Mitchell Clinton. He's on the B list now.
As always. So tonight's a Sportsnet game, it being a Saturday night, but you can always listen to Paul Edmonds, Mitchell Clinton on CJOB, with this being an 8:00 Mountain Time?
Correct.
Start. So 9:00 Central pregame show on put a tracker. Phyllis, you aren't wrong. Don't think I haven't thought of that. Just like you would with a child, maybe you put,
those people that walk their kids around in leashes. That probably should be that guy.
Just saying.
No, I'm a grown man. I can get to places just because I forget my hotel room.
You'll get there eventually. We have some time constraints we need to keep you focused on, JT. But don't forget, pregame show on CJOB starts 2 hours beforehand. So that's 7:00 Central. Kelly Moore and company will get you set for tonight's game against the Oilers as we wrap things up here. The first of 3 meetings between the Oilers and Jets. Next one's December 29th and then January 8th. And then they're done, which, I don't know. I kind of wish it was spread out a little bit more. I enjoy watching.
It was like Calgary. They've got Calgary done in a month and a half. They're going to get Edmonton done in like less than 3 weeks. So I don't know.
Yeah, still you think of the teams that we haven't seen yet. But an important stretch for the Oilers, an important stretch for the Jets as well, as they finish off what has been a 7 games in 11 days.
My gosh.
The second game of back-to-back nights for them. They have done well so far this season on the second game, so they will look to continue it and I believe improve to 3-0 with a win tonight against Edmonton. And then they kick off that 4-game homestand that starts Tuesday against Dallas.
Some juicy opponents in that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And starting it off with the Central Division battle with the Stars, who are also, I mean, they have been on fire, been playing well as well. They're just a couple points behind Colorado, despite the remarkable start that Colorado has had. So
yeah, just burn each other out. Dallas and Colorado, just keep trying to get first. Whatever, Jets will come sliding in, take care of business in the playoffs.
Slide right in.
Slide right on in.
So we appreciate all of you that were in the chat today, all of your comments as well. You know that we love to see you here. Maybe we'll ask you guys on Tuesday. We can give some more thought to those goal songs. And just actually quickly before we go, I did want to say a shout out to Murat Atash. If you haven't had the opportunity, check it out. If you are a subscriber to The Athletic, he has released an article that with Gabriel Velarde talking about just basically mental health with Gabe, but talking about Gabe having to deal with anxiety, a variety of different things. It's an article worth your time reading as Jets fans. So I wanted to give a little shout out to that one because I read that this morning and thought it was really well done. Yeah, Murat's the feeling stuff and emotions of the game. He's really good at that stuff. That's something that's his bread and butter for sure. Very well. It's a great article. Yeah, and an important conversation to continue to have. Always important to be able to discuss things like that. So kudos to Gabe for talking about it and Murat for writing it. And for all of you for joining us for another edition of Check-In. We hope that you will join us again on Tuesday when we get going at 12:30, when Jamie and I, in theory, are reunited in our studio. Right. Although, I might not make it back. I might miss the airplane. You know what? I think that we can all agree that if Jamie gets lost, we would like him to start live streaming it and we can follow along. It's like a Where's Waldo? Yeah. And we'll just help them out. In the comments, we will send everything through. Jamie, turn left here. We've Googled Maps. Right. Where's the airplane? I could get those Apple things that you just put in my pocket. And it's an AirTag. Yeah, AirTag. That's what I need. Yeah. All right. Kind of embarrassing, really, as a 54-year-old person, but whatever. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to go try and find the meal room and then my hotel room afterwards. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope everybody enjoys your Saturday, the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the game tonight with the Winnipeg Jets in Edmonton as they look to close out this back-to-back with another win. Have a great day, everyone. See you later. Checking in.